student up to.
I
Then
know.
some of
And these students are of which classes?
sir, I'll let you know for commerce, economics,
Okay.
arts, graduate and postgraduate.
Okay. And which year?
All. It is
All.
open for all, sir.
Open for all. Okay.
But
Okay.
my preference is for first year, but it may be the graduate students may be there.
Okay.
MCom, MA
Fine.
also.
Fine. Fine. Can we start? It is almost 10, no?
Just wait for 5 minutes. Just five.
Okay. Okay. 5 minutes.
Thank you.
चाय बना रहा है कोई नहीं? एक मिनट, एक दो फोटो निकालो, खींच लेते हैं।
Very good morning to all of you. We are just start our meet in 1 or 2 minutes. We are waiting for the principal, sir. Just wait for us. Sorry for your trouble. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes.
मीटिंग को शुरू किया था Dr. Meenu, we can start.
Yes, definitely.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, ji. Good morning.
Respected principal, sir, our worthy guest, Dr. Mandeep Singh, IRS, my dear colleagues, and dear students, a very good morning to all. I extend a warm welcome you all on this webinar on the topic Nurturing the Students on Career Guidance and Development. First of all, on behalf of the GGDSD College, I would like to thank you, Dr. Mandeep Singh, guest and key speaker of the day, for sparing your precious time and accept our invitation to enlighten our students with your motivational thoughts. On behalf of Ashra Club, I am also thankful to our Honorable Principal Sir Dr. Ajay Sharma, who is very well renowned personality among us, for giving us the opportunity for organizing this webinar. Without his initiative, this webinar won't be possible. He always guides us, inspires us, and gives positive response to every oncoming event, which is productive for our students and faculty too. Career counseling is a domain of counseling that focuses on helping the individuals to move on the right path. With the increasing myriad of the career options, career counseling has become an essential part of people's life. Students, after completing their graduation, often unsure what to do next. After career counseling is very important for today's, and it is very vital to all the age groups, teenagers, which can benefit most of us. Dear students, this webinar has been organized just for you, for young blood, so that you can link to experts who represent as role models to encourage you and to positively reinforce you. Now I would like to invite Principal Sir to formally welcome our guest.
Well, it's a moment of great pride for me. You know, teachers are more happy when their student progress. And today, our chief guest is our alumni, and more than alumni, he is our friend, our best wisher, well-wisher. So, Dr. Meenu, who also is my student, both naturally are now helping all of us. So, the day she came with an idea that we should have something in career counseling, I just came to my mind that I should request Dr. Mandeep to share his view on this topic. I have seen Mandeep when he was living in our hostel, and I was a warden, and he was living with, and then even when MCOM, after MCOM, when he joined the SGCS College Sector 26, he was doing PhD, he joined IRS, then he served in the GST department. And if I start speaking about the list of achievement, um, they are very large. And when I look at a person who is from the BCom background and how to build up a career, the first thing which come to my mind is that he is one role model who can share his personal experiences in this area, that how he decided from a small village to be the part of the SD college, and then to become professor at a very reputed institute, then leaving a permanent job and joining the civil services, and performing at every place. Now all of us in administration is looking toward Dr. Mandeep for financial help. I know when I read his, I follow his Facebook and posts that how he is serving the society in one form or another. Now he is helping different banks like Haryana Development Corporations, industries, how to raise the credit from the international global scenario also. And his PhD work is also well quoted and well cited. Hopefully you will be taking the maximum advantage of his presence, and I will request students, you should ask him from your heart what type of problem you are facing. He is one person who can really guide you. Welcome, Mandeep. It's your own college, your own institution, and these students are looking towards you for their guidance. Please help them to maximum possible extent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for kind words. And it's a matter of pride to be associated with my alma mater whenever there is a chance. And as sir told, first of all, it's a first occasion we are meeting. I'm meeting sir after his elevation to the as a principal of the college. And dear students, as far as career counseling is concerned, career progression is concerned, so all of you are lucky as you are a student of SD College, and you have a living legend with you, Dr. Ajay Sharma, and no one is better than him to follow how to follow the dreams and how to go ahead each step in a life in a very, very balanced way. As far as this career, today's session is concerned, Dr. Meenu, she was just 2 batches after me. She joined SD College in the MCom, and today's talk, I just wanted to be a very, very open session, and it's not going to be a one-way talk that I will keep on speaking. Certainly, I have something extra to tell you because, as sir told me, sir told all of you, and wherever I went, and I'm still maintaining that urge. I always believe in leaving the organizations. So I started my career from SD College itself, immediately after completing my MCom, and approximately I worked for 1 session. Then I got junior research fellowship for doing my PhD work, and I joined University Business School. Again, almost for 2 years I worked there, 1 year for pre-PhD work, then 1 year for progress on my PhD work, although I could work as a research fellow for almost 3 to 4 years, but somehow then I moved to SGGS College as a permanent faculty. Roughly I spent again 3 years there, and then I moved to civil services in 2008. Now almost it's 13 years in civil services, and I have worked in 4 to 5 offices as of now. So as all of your students, and you are in such a phase of your life, you have to dream your career. You have to visualize where you want to be after 3 years, then after 6 years, then after 10 years, after 25 years. So every day you have to dream. So as far as the normal structure of jobs in this country is concerned, we are really a part of a generation where there is no breadth of jobs, there is no breadth of ideas. As we are one of the world's largest economy in many ways, and we are also world's largest talent pool. We are producing world's best engineers, we are producing world's best chartered accountants, and the best bureaucrats everywhere. Believe me, if you can study some surveys, roughly the top class skilled manpower of the world in everywhere across the globe. So 25% people are of India origin. Either they were born and brought up in India, or they have some linkages with India. So first of all, we should be very, very confident, or we should be very, very the feeling of blessing should be there. Ki we are born and brought up in such a nation where there is a ample opportunities to make your life a big success. Today's lecture, it's not going to be a lecture. I just wanted to be an interaction. So for next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to give a broader viewpoint, broader ideas of the where you can pursue your career, where you can go as a contributor in the society. Then we can have some structured discussions also. Let's as of now, almost more than 90 students they are login. So my request, and if as Dr. Minu told me, you are from the different streams, from different backgrounds, and you are from different years of graduation, first year, second or final years. So I will be expecting almost a query or an observation or a discussion from at least one group. Means if there is let's say there are 90 students, there are 10 students, those who are from the commerce background, they are from the first year, there should be one query from the BCom first. Then in the same way, the BCom final. In the same way, from the arts background, or if the science students are also there, they're also welcome to have share their ideas. So because it's a mutual learning, I will be taking many things from you, and you can raise n number of queries to me, and I will be more than happy to answer, even not on this forum. I will request Dr. Meenu, she can share my mobile number. I have no hitch, and because we are working for public, we are public servants, and she can share my email IDs also. And whenever in your life you need any kind of guidance, any kind of help, I will be more than happy to help you, to guide you. So let's start the discussion part. As far as all of you are students, you are in the prime years of your life. In today's scenario, doing a graduation is not enough. In our time, when we used to be student in, let's say, I did my graduation in 2000, and our batch used to be named as a Millennium Batch. And I did my graduation from the Government College, Sector 11, Chandigarh. And Dr. S.N. Singla used to be the principal of the college. And at that time, when we joined as a batch, or BCom batch, there used to be a entrance exam for getting admission in the BCom. And we were the selected chosen one for the BCom courses in those days. And then there used to be a grand welcome for the entire batch in the college auditorium. I can recall Dr. Singla, the principal of Government College, he said, I'm very happy I'm going to interact with a young batch of the BCom student, and this batch is going to be in the memorable the memories of this country in a big way. Then we all were surprised. He kept on encouraging us, motivating us for 30 minutes. In the end, he said, why I'm saying you are so important, because you are going to be a millennium batch of the graduation. Because in 2000, we completed our graduation. So, but at that time, we used to study, and that used to be this thing. And we used to have all kind of participation in all discussion competition. But in your case, now the scenario has changed. We are almost 21 years down the line. So doing a simple graduation will not suffice for you guys at this stage. There should be a parallel goals. You should by now everyone must have be very, very clear in which field they want to go. And grossly, either people student plan for jobs. In jobs, they can plan for a government jobs or a private sector jobs or a PSU job, public sector undertakings, or banking, or someone in today's scenario, Government of India is really encouraging the startups concept. Many students, many youngsters, they are starting their own ventures. by pooling of some investment, and even government is supporting in the way of subsidies. In the banks are also giving very soft loans. So you can visualize yourself as a entrepreneurs for this country, and you can contribute to the biggest the pool of the production of this country in any sector, either it's the manufacturing sector or service sector. Although with the passage of time, when we got independence 70 years back, we were almost agrarian society, agriculture based society. But from 1947 to approximately mid 70s, we gradually progressed for the manufacturing sector, and from in late 90s we moved to the service sector, and now service sector is leading the contribution of the GDP. And in service sector can be started from your phone itself, and it can be started from a room itself. So you can visualize any kind of job or entrepreneurship for yourself in the service sector. So this is the second thing. After jobs, you can plan for some startups. You can plan some kind of entrepreneurship. And being student, as I was trying to tell you, you need to be very vigilant. Although now you're in a semester system, in our case, we used to be in an annual system of graduation. And after annual exams in April, etc., we used to be free for 3 to 4 months, means May, June, July. And in the mid-July, we were again joining the classes. I don't know about your schedule. If you are having any spare time after your exams, Government of India has started many internships for the students. These internships are with the Taxation Department, with the Parliament of India, with Niti Aayog, with Finance Commission, and with all kind of organizations. Even in certain way, Government of India has also got the associated the private sector for offering the internships for on-the-job training of the students. So in today's scenario, when we are in such a cutthroat competitive era, you need to sharpen your skills. Graduation is anyway you are doing, so you can plan some kind of internships which will give you a very good exposure of the government working or the public sector working exposure, or how the corporate sector work in their different domains. Of course, civil services is one of the most sought after career in this country, because you are becoming the part of decision making from the very first day. You can contribute, and over a period of 3 decades, when you are reaching to the peak of your career, then you can make a big change in people's life. So and although there can be a very separate talk on the civil services, how you can prepare for civil services, and what are the opportunities available in the civil services, and which we can talk some other day, depending upon our mutual convenience. So today I'm not going to have a much discussion on the civil services exam. So one new thing which I came to know, which I was not aware, although we were being blessed, being student of SD College, our teachers were really the good mentor. Even today, whenever there is some issue, although on professional front or on a personal front, we can easily pick our phone and we can speak to our teachers in the SD College. So they used to guide us. They used to motivate us for everything, how to progress in the life. One new thing which I just got to know in last 4 to 5 years, being part of government, and specifically when I got posted in Delhi. So there is one good career, that is the International Civil Service, ICS. Very few people in this country are aware about that career, and it is a very good career as an international diplomat. you can visualize yourself as a very high profile career, international civil servant with the various international bodies. Exam is really a 360-degree evaluation of the student, which is basically a descriptive in nature. So they give you different kind of topics where you have to write about your thought process, and they always prefer original ideas. Let's suppose they will give you one topic on water, and they will say you analysis the subject water, how you can analysis. So I was interacting with one of the international civil servant who has recently got passed, and now he's working in Geneva. So he told me, he said, we got the topic on water was my first question. There are 1 to 10 questions, and you have to write 4 to 5 pages on each question. And then I asked how you handled it. He said, sir, when the water, I attempted the first question, water. I explained each and every aspect of the water, means the chemical composition of the water, then the geographical issues related to water, and international politics related to the water, how people are, how the countries are fighting with each other for water. Then he said, I touched how optimal utilization of this very much natural resources can be done in the larger interest of the humanity. So in this way, you just visualize a simple topic, water. It can be analysis in 100 ways. So in the similar way, whenever you are analyzing yourself, so be a very good observer about your own worth. When you will start observing yourself, then believe me, that is the day when you can dream anything. Fine. Whenever you are getting up from the bed in the morning, the first thing you should be very committed that I have to utilize this day, because this day is not going to come back in my life. This is the only day which can provide me the ample opportunities. Fine. So that should be the call of the day. Fine. Being a student, of course, you are committed for studies. Then somehow when you are in a public domain, let's say when you are on road, start behaving like a very responsible citizen. Start visualizing yourself that I am going to be a part of the society as a officer, as a teacher, as an industrialist, as an entrepreneurship, as a startup idea after 4 to 5 years. Fine. So when you will start developing your habits from the day one, so when you will be ready for that role to deliver after 4 to 5 years, let's say as a teacher or as a lecturer, then you will be very natural and normal in your interaction with the people, with your students. So in this way, you should be a very keen observer when you are in the public domain. Fine. You should be very curious to know the things, whatever is happening in around. Let's suppose if something is happening in Punjab from last 48 hours, although it's a normal scenario in a democratic setup of India, but you should be observant how things are changing, how it can affect this region, and how things are important and to be controlled very soon. And you can have a discussion on this topic from a very small discussion, and you can take it up to the international level. Just recall last month, America withdraw from Afghanistan. It was a long trial from the international community to make that country a very nice place to live in. But somehow after spending 20 years in a very unceremonial way, the international community has to withdraw from that place. So how it is going to affect the our subcontinent? It is a question of safety, security of this country, because we as a part of Punjab or Chandigarh, we are just next to this international border. So this is just one example, and how we can contribute in this way. So this is how you should be observant. When you will be observant, then the real progress, the real learning in your life will start happening. And pick up the habit of reading good books. Fine. And you can read one book or two books in a year, but please start reading the books, and start spending minimum 15 to 20 minutes on a one national daily newspaper. Because whenever you are, although you are today, you are 21st century's children, you are getting update on your mobiles about everything happening. But the kind of information, the kind of presentation style you got to learn from newspaper, no WhatsApp update, no other Facebook updates can give you. Because, and believe me, I started reading newspaper when I used to be a student of 10th class, approximately in 1995. And it's almost more than 25 years. I cannot visualize a single day when I have not started my day without a newspaper. Although in this pandemic era, when there was some problem on production, then there were some issues related to either we should buy a newspaper also or not. Then I shifted to some e-newspapers. So please, this is my request: start reading some good newspaper. Whatever newspaper, all are good newspaper. That is a must thing. And do a research of your own. I don't want to impose anything on you. I don't want to give a limitation to your thought process. There are hundreds of books available online, which are motivational books, and which can give you a very, very assimilated thought process to shape up your career. But certainly I can tell you about the one book which I read in 2005 or 6, and which changed the entire perception of my working style, looking at the things. And the name of the book is the Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. Stay Hungry, Stay Foolish. This is a very tiny book written by Madam Rashmi Bansal, and it's a composition of success stories of different students, how they quit their jobs and how they started their different ventures and how they made a significant difference in the people's life. So I will request Dr. Meenu, if it is not available in the library, and immediately, it's a very, very economical book, not a very costly book. It must be around 500 or 350, 360, not more than that. You can request to Ajay sir. We can have minimum 20 to 50 copies of this book, and believe me, this is a book which you can, once you will start reading, you will be curious to end it as soon as possible. There are roughly 250 to 60 pages, and every page, every para, every line you can read 100 times, and you will get the meaning of your life and how people change their perception about the life. And as far as your career is concerned, career, again, I'm coming back to the structural background. Now, the role of the government in this country has changed significantly. The biggest change which happened in this country for the administrative reforms, that was this LPG reforms in 1991, when the then government, they changed the perception of the people about the government. Earlier, maximum sectors for the manufacturing of various products were reserved for the government setup, but in the one stroke we privatized, and only at that time only 10 sectors were reserved for the public sector, and finally now there are 3 to 4 sectors which are exclusively reserved for the public sector. Rest everything is open to the private sector, and this defense, aero, and this space sector, rest everything is open. Then we liberalized, we opened up our economy, then we globalized, and in this scenario the role of the government, the role of the corporate sector has changed significantly. Now we are not no more regulator in this country, we are just a facilitator. Wherever role, whichever role you are playing. I'm not saying in the government setup, I'm not saying in the banks, not in the corporate sector. Even when as a lecturer in 2015 has a different role as compared to the assistant professor in 1995 or 1980s. Now imagine I'm a teacher. Once teacher is always a teacher. So I have a very good friendship in Delhi University. Many of my batchmates from MCOM, my junior, my senior, they are working in different colleges. They are working in universities in Delhi colleges, and somehow I'm meeting them whenever there is an occasion. So I'm very happy to share with you. Once I was sitting with one of my friends. He's a commerce associate professor in Hansras College, and he was really worried to wind up a discussion. I asked what happened. He said, "Ki tomorrow I have a class on financial management, and the topic was cost of capital, and I need to go and I have to prepare my lecture." Then I started in a very, very light way. I said, "Why you are worrying? Almost you are teaching from 15 years, and just sit for some more time." He was in my office. He said, "No, dear, the time has changed. Now for giving a lecture on the cost of capital, you need not to be going and telling the formulas and how you can how you can calculate the weighted average cost of capital, but you need to be very, 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 very relevant with the industrial examples." So he said, "Ki in Delhi University, even in the Punjab University also, the students are very curious. They don't allow you to move ahead once if you are not able to clear their queries." So that is the biggest change which I observed in the landscape of the teaching. So similar in the banking sector, similar in the corporate sector, everywhere you have to create your brand value. Fine. So once this brand value, first of all, this brand value should be in your own eyes. You should be very happy that I am unique, because every human being is unique in this universe. Even it's a scientifically proved fact. Twins have different qualities. Twins have different behavioral issues. So every human being is a unique and is a unique capacity to contribute. So first of all, you start realizing and polishing your brand. Slowly, the people in around, your family members, your friends, and then they will start recognizing your brand value. Ki yes, Mr. So and so, he is very accurate when he's speaking, and he is very specific when he's narrating, and he's very honest when he's dealing with us. So these are few attributes which will make you a brand. Fine. Specific, accurate, honest, and punctual, then goal oriented, result oriented. These are the few things which you can pick in daily life. And at this time, I'm not saying being student it's going to be difficult for you. You can be accurate, you can be punctual, you can be specific, you can be very, very standardized when you are attending your exams. And I just want to share one small incident in my life also. I'm a student. I did my B.Com, M.Com, then I did my UGC, then PhD, then I joined civil services. Then after joining civil services, I just thought that still something is missing. And whenever I'm participating in a big discussion at a national level or even international level, still something I'm unable to correlate about the economic things. Then I went for the masters in economics. So which changed my perception about the things. So after masters, then again after 3-4 years, I started thinking now I'm in a different domain. I need to have a little knowledge about the law also. Then I thought, okay, let me do my LLB. So then I did my LLB. So it was again through entrance exam, and I'm from 2016, 16, 19, 2013-16 batch of LLB from Punjab University, evening college. And evening college is not only the service class people are working, even some student which they were also part of that batch. So uh, I could not prepare the entrance exam properly, and it was a matter of chance that I was in Chhattisgarh for some official assignment uh, before 1 day before the exam. So I was back to Chandigarh on that particular Saturday at around 11:30 in the night, and next day morning was the exam for entrance exam. So of course I was observant. I was aware what syllabus it is going to be. But when I was attempting the question paper of this law entrance exam, so it was 2 year, I think 2 hours exam. After halfway attempting the exam, I was very confident that I'm going to top this exam. Why? Because everything they have asked, it was your observation about the political, economic, social, geographical development of this country and in around. And believe me, the result came after 10 or 20 days. There was almost 13,000 students appeared in the entrance exam, and I was ranked number 2 in that exam. So just try to pick one thing from this thing. It's not important you need to read many books for clearing the exams or to be very successful in your life. The only thing, again, at the cost of repetition, I'm saying you need to be very, very observant wherever you are moving. Fine. Let's suppose if you are in washroom and you can observe many things in the washroom, how things are changing, how I can make this washroom more clear, more neat and clean, which can affect my mood for the rest of the day. Whenever you're on dining table, you can plan your diet chart in your own way, in 100,000 way, by changing your pattern. Today I have to eat this and that in a balanced way. So this is how you need to be observant. This is how you need to be specific. This is how you need to be experimental. Fine. So one important other thing which I just wanted to tell to the students. Now almost all the governments, they have started one scheme, that is the Chief Minister Fellows. And Government of India, under UN reforms, we started the administrative reforms. And during that under the umbrella of those reforms, every Chief Minister in all state, they are appointing 20 to 30 Chief Minister Fellows. And these fellows, they are going to support the CM office of that state for reforming the governance of that state, be it health sector, education sector, taxation sector, infrastructure reforms. And minimum requirement is post graduation, and in certain cases graduation is also there. So if somebody is interested, they can simply Google. In Haryana, we have 25 civil chief minister fellows, and 3 or 4 from IIMs, 2 or 3 are from Punjab University commerce background, 1 or 2 is from UIT engineering background, 3 or 4 are from the law background. I mean to say that from all composition we are taking, government is taking as a chief minister's fellow. So that one thing you can plan. So now I'm going to sum up because rest time I just wanted to give you all if you have any query. And again, my request, please plan in your own way. And if let's say there are 6 types of a student attending this talk, so please, one person on behalf of one group can have some discussion, or otherwise, I have already requested Dr. Meenu. She can share my mobile number. She can share my email IDs. We can connect one-to-one, no problem. And interacting with the student is my first passion. And still I'm interacting on different forums. And I am a visiting faculty for many academies which are training the civil servant in the area of taxation, audit, accounts, financial management, organization behavior, whatever, regulation, rules, fine. So to sum up again, please focus on your studies and plan your career, fine. Either you are going for a job means private sector job or government job. Government job means either civil services or banking or PSU, or you can plan for your career in the international arena as an international civil servant. Even if there are international bodies, UN bodies, they have offices in different parts of the country. They directly select student at a different level, and slowly they can got promoted up to a very high level at international level, and otherwise start reading some good newspaper as soon as possible, fine, and read one or two good books every year. That is more than sufficient. I'm not saying every month. If you are reading one good book every year, it means after 5 or 6 years, and although there is a scientifically proved fact, once you start walking, the first half kilometer is very difficult for walking. Even the first 5 minutes in the morning to get up from the bed is very difficult. The moment you have decided, okay, I have to got up and I have to go for a walk, means almost you have won the half battle. And the first half kilometer is very difficult. Next half kilometer will be very less. The moment you will cross the 1 kilometer in walking, then the body will release some hormones automatically, and then you will have an urge to walk more. And then you will think, let me complete 3 kilometers today. The next day you will try for 5, 6, then it's an endless story. In the same way, when you will start reading one good book a year, then slowly you will realize, let's increase this number from 1 to 2 in a year, then 3, then 6, whatever number, fine. So this is all from my side, and wishing you all the very best for your career. And somebody has asked a question, how you can visualize yourself. And visualize yourself, speak to yourself. That is very important. If you can speak to yourself, if somebody is not good in speaking to yourself, then you can write down. Means you are talking to yourself, you can write down on the page. This is a very good tactic to unburden yourself. If something is bothering you, just write it up. And if you are planning something, you just make a plan. Fine. Or what else?
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. May I read for you? Here it's visible.
I will open. I have just opened.
Otherwise,
I have answered how to visualize yourself.
Your own self.
Then I really want to know, being commerce background. Commerce background, no other option. Commerce is the best subject for mains in civil services. Very good subject, and it is a composition of all subjects. And in our time, there used to be two subjective papers. Mine was commerce and literature, but now it is only one paper. Again, next question, exam, that is which subjects specifically, because now it's a one subject, so you should pick the subject which you have studied thoroughly in your graduation. Student from public administration background, political science, history, they should carry on with their own subject. Was there any change in your life goals? Yes, it's a continuous process. As I told, Agrim Verma is asking this question. As I told you, don't keep yourself settled. Always try to be ready to be unsettled. That is the real motto for a big success in life. almost from my personal experience, I don't work in an office more than 3 years. I seek transfer myself. Is it advised to go for civil exam after professional degree? Not necessarily, but yes, if you want to have a second career option open with you, then at least you have something in your hand. What is the best advice you can give to help plan career rather than simply work to keep a job? That I told you. Now is the era of startups. Fine. Startup can be visualized from a mobile phone. इसके लिए आपको कोई बड़ी इन्वेस्टमेंट की जरूरत नहीं है, आप अपने मोबाइल फोन से भी एक स्टार्टअप आइडिया शुरू कर सकते हो. ठीक है ना. अब आप देख ही रहे हो कितने ज़्यादा हमारे आजू बाजू जो है, आपका जो प्लम्बर है, आपका जो बार्बर है, आपका जो धोबी है, आपका जो कोई भी सपोर्टिंग सिस्टम है, सारा आपको ऑनलाइन ऐप्स के थ्रू मिल रहे हैं. फाइन. सो दैट इज द टाइम, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली वी आर अ पार्ट ऑफ द big growing economy, and India is going to replace China in terms of GDP or many other things, because every country has its own production cycle. So now that cycle is going to favor India. How do you self-studies for civil? For civil services, you have to really perform a ritual to join a coaching center. That is a mere ritual, but that is important, because once you have joined a coaching center, then you will get to know which subjects are important, which books are important, which magazines are important. So 6-7 months coaching is sufficient. Then you can switch over to the this one, self-studies. But joining coaching is a must. That is a ritual, and you have to perform it.
I think there are a number of still questions pending, but because we are running out of time, sir, I think we should wind up. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Really, it's our indeed privilege to listen to your motivational and inspiring talk. I'm sure that all listeners become wiser from your experiences and guidance. We have a very healthy discussion also, sir. We will be in touch with you in future also. We are very grateful to you for sparing your time and giving valuable insights to our students. I'm also thankful to our technical team, especially Mr. Keshav, for his constant support throughout this webinar. Once again, thanks to my dear colleagues, my participants, my students who graced the session with their presence. Thank you, everyone. Just one request, please keep your camera off for a click, for one click. I request you all to please keep your camera on for just one click.
Thank you, Dr. Meenu, for giving me this an opportunity, and I will be more than happy to be regularly associated with for this cause, and I will be really satisfied from this talk if at least 10% of the participants, let's say if there are 95 participants, 10% of the participants will have their very, very specific and detailed query. They can write an email. Means I'm expecting almost that 10 to 15 emails from you guys for having their detailed query, and whatever guidance, whatever help I can give you, then it's going to be a productive talk for myself. Okay.
Definitely,
and this is all.
Sir, I share your contact number and email too to the students.
Can we wind up?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Meenu. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. All the participants are requested can leave, and thank you so much. Thank you all students.